Hey guys, welcome back to World Mechanics. Today guys we'll show you how to remove and replace rear brake pads and rotors on Hyundai Elantra. That should cover guys the generation from 2011 all the way until 2016. We're working currently on a 13 model right here at the shop, so thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to stay with us and subscribe. So make sure guys you stay until the end, because there is something that you have to do for your safety, and make sure you don't crash your car after you replace your brakes. Alright guys, so now you need to get the lug nuts loose, okay? Just break them loose, don't take them off all the way. Okay, you'll see why. Okay, working on this one now. Next, you need to jack the car up, but before that we need to install tire stops. Usually you install them on the opposite side and the opposite wheel that you're doing. If you're working on the rear, left, you do them on the front, right. Okay, like that. Perfect. Now, since it's a... you gotta make sure the car is in park, okay? And you need to find the spot where you need to jack your car up. You can check this one in the manual guys. Usually it tells you exactly where to jack every specific vehicle up. Okay, and we will need to use a jack stand. We'll show you one more thing for safety what we do guys. Okay, because it's never good to be under the car and you don't want something to fall on you. Okay, right there. We're going to let it down now. Okay, so the jack and the stand will be holding both together. Never ever rely on the jack, because if one simple O-ring goes out, the whole car will drop down, and you don't want to be underneath when that happens. So now, okay, we're going to go ahead and remove the wheel quick, and we will show you where we're going to put it. Okay, you get the wheel and you need to put it guys under the vehicle. That way, if something goes terribly bad, if it drops, it's going to fall on the wheel. The most that could damage is like scratch the wheel, but better scratch the wheel than kill you. So let's proceed with the next step now. So now if you're just putting brake pads guys, but no rotor, okay, you can skip that step, but we'll put brand new rotors and brake pads as well. So in order to remove the rotor, you have two bolts right here, and if you remove the caliper, you will not be able to hold the caliper to remove to hold the rotor to remove the bolts. So you have to have the emergency brake on right now. We're going to have to take a screwdriver, a big Phillips screwdriver guys, and those usually are really tight. Okay, so what we're going to do, you get the screwdriver like that. Okay, if it's a metal one, better even. Okay, but those that we use are pretty strong. Okay, hit it and the bolt will come loose. Okay, like that. And you can leave one on after. Oh, this one actually came from the knocking. Okay, or we can go ahead and remove them. Now we can go ahead and release the emergency brake. Okay, we don't need it anymore. You have to make sure that you have tire stops on the other side, the one that we installed, otherwise the car might roll on you. Okay, we're using WD-40 spray now guys, and we're going to spray, okay, right here, because that's where the rotor contacts the hub. So you need to soak it before you proceed with the next step, so while you're removing the caliper, it will soak and it will come out easy. It's always good to use gloves guys, high protection as well, dust mask if you're around the car as well. So now we'll need brake cleaner. Let's go ahead actually and start. We'll need to remove, okay, these bolts right here now. So we're going to use, okay, this wrench 14mm, okay, right here, and you can see there is I think, but you should double check the torque specs later, so because some of them will be different. Okay, so we'll go ahead and remove those bolts. Okay, we have exactly the same thing on the other side. Okay, you can see the one with the rubber glides right there. Okay, removing the one on top now. Okay, we'll get a flathead screwdriver now, guys. Okay, and we can pull the caliper, okay, like that, out of the way. Now, a few very important things, guys. You need to tie it, okay, for the spring, maybe right there with a heavy duty zip tie or a bungee cord, because you don't want to have any pressure on the brake line, because if you have too much pressure you can damage it. Okay, so just install a zip tie, later you cut it, they're very inexpensive. Okay, just to hold it in place. So now we can go ahead and slide, okay, the brake pads out. Okay, and they just slide out. Okay, you go a little bit on top, a little bit on bottom, they'll come out. Okay, that's one part, and the inside as well. Okay, the same thing. Okay, you can see that's the one with the sensor. Okay, this sticking thing, this is the sensor right there, guys. So when it gets the brake pad is wore out, it will contact the brake rotor and it will activate the light inside your car. Next, with a 14mm again, okay, we have two more bolts, okay, right there, that we need to remove, and those are usually pretty tight. Okay, you can see this is for the bracket for the caliper. If you're not installing new roller, you can skip that step, but we recommend installing new roller or having your old one turned, which again will require you to remove the roller. Okay, this one's tight, and now we have one more on the bottom. Okay, right there. Okay, so we'll just use the ratchet here. We cannot even get the little impact. On front brakes you usually can, because you can turn the wheel, but on the rear you can't. Okay, this one is out, and you will notice that they have thread lock on them, so we'll need to use some thread lock when we install them, not to forget that. You have to hold the bracket now, because when you remove it, the second bolt, when you remove that second bolt, it's going to drop. Okay, almost there, and we can just pull it out, okay, like that. And remember, we sprayed our D40, so now the rotor is loose, otherwise you have to tap it, because you have rust build up. You can see it has that shiny mirror look on it. Okay, that's why it's not recommended to install new pads, okay, without actually resurfacing the roller or installing new roller. Now we'll need to get some sandpaper, guys, okay, and we'll need to clean all the rust there where the new roller will go, so it can go flat. It will contact the hub really nice, in a nice and even way. Okay, brake cleaner now. Spray some brake cleaner. You see all the rust dripping. Get some shop towel, wipe it again, make sure that everything seems smooth. Okay, even if you still have rust marks, you might just have the marks, but you gotta make sure that it's just even. You don't have any bumps, any rust build up. Okay, like that. Okay, now we need to clean the glides where the brake pad contacts. So, okay, get some brake cleaner, spray them good. Okay, clean them with a shop towel. Okay, we almost got the camera here, so if you hear some wet spots, you know why. Okay, some brake pads come with new ones, some don't. So it probably will be recommended to replace them, but if yours are fine, you can just clean and lubricate them. Stay with us to see how to grease the brake pads as well. Okay guys, so now one important thing, really important thing, let me get the light on. So before we compress the brake piston, okay, you have to clean all that build up there, because when you compress it, it's going to go in the seal. And if you have that dirt, dust and all kind of nasty stuff go in the seal, it's going to cause maybe a leak, or even the piston not moving back and forth in a nice smooth way, and that could result in many different things, like you might have a leakage, you might have a piston being stuck, which will cause the brake to be on, and you notice probably pure like a really bad fuel economy, and maybe even burn the bearing. Okay, so we'll use a little bit of white lithium grease, okay, to lubricate it. Okay, when it goes in, just a little bit, and later we're going to wipe it so dirt doesn't stick to it. Okay, just a little bit of grease, okay, like that. Okay guys, so we have the kit now here, okay, and this one will be the one that will work on that caliper. You can see it has the 4 slots, exactly the same size. Okay, we're going to install that plate now. Okay, let's now see if it's going to fit, or we need to do some adjustments. We need to tighten it, okay, because we previously used it on the front brake, so usually the rear caliper will be way smaller. Okay, it will go in, but we still need just a little bit more. Okay, that should be enough. So you gotta make sure that all the holes go in the slots there. Okay, and now you can start, okay, tightening that thing. Okay, it's a reverse thread, so it's really confusing, guys, if you haven't used one. Okay guys, and we noticed that it won't go in. So you have to have just a little bit of play there, just a little bit, and then you have to screw it in, but you have to be careful not to slip, okay? And you screw it in until it's even with the rubber. Okay, see you there. So you keep pushing in. Okay, and you go clockwise. Okay, you can see, I forgot to mention that this kit, okay, right here, it has right hand side and left hand side. So depending on which, okay, watch on which wheel you're using it, you can even just use it like that. Okay, perfect, right there. That's even, okay, with the seal now, so that's enough. Alright guys, so we have it all the way in. Make sure you stay with us to see what you need to do, guys, for your own safety at the very end. Alright guys, we got the mechanic here at the shop as well. His name is Barney, if you haven't seen him. He helps quite a bit. Okay, so I gotta make sure I get him out of the way before we use the brake cleaner, because the new brakes, guys, okay, the new roller comes covered in oil so it doesn't rust. Okay, so wear some face mask, do that in the open, have the garage door open, eye protection as well, and you need to clean the oil from the brake caliper. Okay, the front and the back side as well. This is because it's covered in oil, so when they ship them, when they stay in the store, they don't rust. Because it's steel and it will rust if it doesn't have oil on it. Okay, we clean it good. Next, you need to make sure you get the holes, okay, for the screws where they're supposed to be. Okay, get it there, and now we can go ahead and get the screws installed, but we'll get them tight all the way after we install the brake caliper, okay, so that way we can apply brake and hold it. Okay, right there. You can hold it with one hand and actually get it pretty tight. Those are more like guide screws, so they center the roller the correct way. Next we can go ahead and install, okay, the bracket for the caliper, but we'll need to get some thread lock, okay, and apply a small amount of it. That way, from vibrations and stuff, they will not get loose. You will need to check the torque specs for your specific vehicle, because some models and years might differ. Okay, just go ahead, install them. It could be a little bit tricky, to be honest with you. Okay, you need to make sure that you get them the right way. Okay, like that. We weren't paying attention. Okay, just get them, start it and don't get it tight until you install the second one as well, both of them. Okay, this one there as well. So now we're going to get the 14mm and get them tight. Okay. Again, it's very important to get them tight. Okay, and to install the thread lock. Don't forget to do that. Okay guys, check out, that was the old inside pad right here that has that bump. So that bump actually goes, okay, in this one of those. So you gotta make sure that you get it that way, okay. And now we're going to apply some brake grease for the pads, and there is so much discussion about brake grease. Never apply on the side of the braking pad, okay. You have to apply on the back side. That will be the side that will contact the caliper. This way you won't have any like rattles and brake noise and things like that. Just a very thin layer of brake grease. It's important to use brake grease. They sell it in little packages, big ones as well. Okay, we have links guys. And now we're going to install some, okay, on the side of the pad, so that way, just very thin again, that's where it's going to slide back and forth. Okay, on this one as well. Okay, you can install very small amount on the glides there as well. You can also check your glides here if they need to be greased. Ours are pretty good, but you can pull them out and inspect them and grease them as well. Okay, so we're gonna grab the pads now, okay, and we're going to install it like that now. Okay, perfect, it goes in. Okay, now next one as well. Okay, the mechanic is getting a little bit hungry there, so he's working on that. Okay, perfect, got it in guys. Now, okay, we're going to get pliers and we're going to cut the zip tie. Hold the brake caliper with one hand. Okay, when you cut it, so it doesn't drop. Okay, and now we need to slide it on top. Okay, on top of the brake pads. Okay, you need to push those in when you slide it, so it goes in. Okay, you can get the bolts. And for our models, they're about 25 foot per foot per pound torque specs. Okay, 20 to 25. That's what our manual says. It's recommended for this model for those. But again, you have to double check for yours, guys. Okay, we have the link for the service manual as well. Okay, this is the torque wrench that we use, and we'll just get them tight with it. Okay, we're talking about these bolts right here, the wrong ones. Okay, those will need to be about 20-25, but again, check in your manual, guys. We have the service manual. Okay, that's it, the click right there. Get both of them tight like that, and this will be it for now. Now it's very important, guys, okay, to go ahead and pump the brake pedal probably 10 times until the caliper compresses all the way and it contacts the brake pads. Okay, and we're going to test them actually. Okay, let's release the brake now. Okay, the brake on, off now. Okay, until you have brakes. Okay, let's turn brake on now. Okay, it's holding. So, because if you compress it too much, what will happen the first few times you hit the brake pedal, you will not have brakes, and you don't want that to happen on the street or moving the car in the shop and wreck it in your own house. So always pump the brake pedal until it's hard and have one person check that it's holding. Next we'll need to install the wheel, get the lug nuts tight. We have a video how to find the information for free, how to tighten your lug nuts and how much to tighten them. What are the torque specs on those? Okay, so please feel free to check it out, guys. It will be on our channel. It's important to get them tight the right way, otherwise you might damage your strut and you might even lose your wheels, which could be very dangerous. It happened to us in the past. Okay, the mechanic is trying to get in the car, I guess. Yep, he doesn't know about it. Okay, for this specific vehicle, it will need to be up to 79 foot per pound. Okay, so we are going to, okay, you can see, you go in specific order, guys. Check out the video how to find the order. So that will be all, guys. You need to let the jack down, remove the jack stand, and you're ready to go. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and see you guys next time.